Hey, welcome back to the channel. Um, so as you can see, I'm not dead. Okay. Um, but I do have a few explanations that I have to give before I could tell you a thing or two about, you know, channel updates and whatnot. So, as many of you know, I'm currently on a 2 week long break from making YouTube. And I'm not taking a break for funsies. I'm relatively serious about this whole YouTube thing, and I do definitely want it to be, you know, a stable enough side gig. So that's that. Um, I smile and laugh a lot in my videos, but I can assure you I am pretty serious about my ambitions for the channel. So, here are a few reasons why I haven't posted a lot on the channel. So, the day before I decided to take the 2 week long vacation, I mentioned that I will be posting regularly um, on the channel, but most of the videos will be shorts in the meantime. Well, about shorts, um, I'm to to my absolute horror and the fact that I had to learn this the hard way. It turns out I'm terrible at video editing. I'm really bad at it. So that kind of took a toll on why the upload schedule has been relatively sparse. Um, but that doesn't mean that we're not completely um, making progress either. um, we are making progress. It's just that it's relatively slow because again, unlike most channels, most startup YouTube channels, this is quite literally a one-man thing. I did all the art. I did all this shading. I did all the recording. I did all the uploading. It. I'm completely on my own. You know, I don't even have friends that you know could help me out with like helping to at least show some snippets of me working at a different angle or anything like that. It's just 100% me. Love it or hate it. For now, it is 100% me, and I'm trying not to get burnt out in the early stages of this um, YouTube thing because as I said before, I did everything. You know, I created the channel. I came up with the name. I came up with the you know th- with the channel thumbnail and everything. Um, it's been it's been really difficult because it's literally me and me alone. In contrast to that, um, I don't want to compare my work to Mr. Beast, but um, let's go to someone that's a bit more on the smaller scale. Uh, let's talk about Gillian Anderson, which incidentally is the drawing that I'm working on right now. More Gillian-y goodness, because so as many of you might know, if you are part of the Gillian Anderson fandom, that is, Gillian is currently working on a brand of, I think, wellness drinks is what she calls it. Um, let's just call it as it is. It's flavored soda the water that was sweetened with artificial sweeteners. Let's face it. Um, but she did come up with a particularly um, interesting anecdote about the short. This whole thing about um, us making videos and video content creation and whatnot. And that quote is this: it takes a village to make a short. Yeah, it takes a village to make a short because, for her, because she makes shorts promoting, um, her drink G Spot, and in the behind the scenes snippets the of making the short, she literally had somebody who is in charge of making sure the lighting is good. She literally had a person behind her that's in charge of script supervising. She literally had somebody, literally behind her holding the camera, whose sole job is just to essentially track her wherever she goes. You know, all in all, there are 5 people working on that short, and that was people on the location. It's the on location shooting. Now, now you go to the behind the scenes aspect of it. There's somebody that's in charge of casting whoever it is to model for the official G Spot Instagram or any other social media that they might have. There's somebody in charge of taking photos uh, of the models. There's somebody in charge of renting a space, to the location that they might be filming at. So there might be up to a dozen people working on G Spot related content at one time. And here I am essentially doing this all alone. And now we're tying our point, the first point, to the second point, which is learning to edit is surprisingly difficult. It's really difficult. I completely and utterly, utterly underestimated just how difficult it is to edit a short, you know? Um, so yeah, mainly because one, I'm my own cameraman and I'm my own artist. So whenever it is I'm drawing, right, I have to tackle very, very, very um, different roles. Like I can't just be focused on just drawing. I have to keep in mind that, oh wait, I have to record this thing. Because how will you get content if you don't record this? You know? I'm still getting into that headspace. I still am. It's weird. It's a weird feeling to be having. Um I've said this many, many, many times during the many, many, many hour long sessions that we've had. in that felt like my content is 17 years out of date. This felt like early YouTube type of thing rather than, current YouTube thing. No, not a lot of people are doing what I'm doing. Especially not if you're, you know, somebody who's just starting out like me. All the cool kids are making 4, 5, 6 hour long video essays about a show that ended decades ago. So, yeah. Yeah, I felt positively out of time. And on top of that, I also discovered that I may not have the stage presence of that was necessary to pull off, your typical tutorial thing. So instead, this is what I'm gonna do to try and differentiate my channel from any other drawing channel. Okay, so buckle up because this is going to sound utterly revolutionary. We're gonna focus more on the drawings. Right? Mind blowing! Isn't it mind blowing? Um, but then here comes another thing, another problem that I'm facing. I kinda suck at giving directions. Yeah, I suck at giving directions. And so I came up with a brand new way to kind of like try and engage with you people. Okay, so I'm currently in the midst of making this experiment work, especially for YouTube. So here's what I'm gonna do. Alright, so as many of you know, I did mention that my drawing style is essentially stencils, but with stencils, but in uh, realism drag. So here's what I'm gonna do. I'm going to post a schematic of my drawings um, a day before, or maybe hours before my video premiered on YouTube. You guys can go ahead and download it, right? And then when the video premiered on YouTube, you guys can go ahead and watch it, and we can join in on the fun, and then we can shade the drawings together. Sounds amazing, no? Because here's what I found really interesting about um, drawing tutorials. Most of the comments read, "Wow, that your art's really good, but I don't really feel like I have this necessary skills to follow your instructions and drawing from scratch." So here's what I'm gonna do. So I'm gonna give you a little bit of a sneak peek into what it is I'm planning. You see this? Are you seeing this? Come on, you idiot. Focus. Right. So this is going to be one of my experiments here. Okay? So what I'm gonna do here is that I'm going to create the schematics of this person that we're gonna draw. Um, this will not appear on YouTube, by the way. This is just like I said, I'm doing an experiment, and with some of my course mates back in college. So what I'm planning to do is that I'm planning to scan this into a PDF form, and then I'm gonna have them download this drawing, right? And then we're gonna join in on the fun and shade it into a completed drawing, so that I really want people to join in on the fun without necessarily having to deal with the headache of having to draw the thing themselves. They could just join in on the fun, and I will teach them how to make certain details pop. And there's also another layer to why I don't want to do a typical tutorial thing, and it's because I am not qualified to, to give tutorial. My college education is essentially TESOL, teaching English as a second language. I am not I am not nearly as qualified to go ahead and teach people how to draw, because you know anything I say will be embedded into you know people, will be embedded into you know people in manners that not even myself could anticipate. So yeah, that's essentially one of the main reasons why I have some massive trepidation to make the typical drawing tutorial. Drawing tutorials are a powerful tool, but they are kind of terrifying because I don't want to sound like I'm insulting the people doing the drawing, because I'm not, but it made the process sounds intensely daunting, very much nigh impossible to go and achieve. Um, and I see art as more of a group therapy sort of thing. If you get pissed off, go ahead, download this schematic, and you just go hog wild with your pencils. So yeah, that's definitely the thing that I'm going for right now. I initially wanted this to be more of a connect the dot sort of activity, but then I figured out I kind of suck at calculating the connected dot. Essentially, I suck at math. That's really the reality of the situation, right? So here's a few channel updates that you guys need to keep in mind. Okay, the schedule is definitely still going to be the same. Um, it's still going to be two full videos per week, and but here's the thing: I don't really I can't really promise you when I'm going to upload on shorts, because you know these prepping these things will be difficult enough as is, and then on top of that I need to make these full videos, and then after I make the full video I need to figure out ways to make the video in, to turn the video into a more digestible video in of itself. So I have quite a lot on my plate. That's sort of the thing where I said there will be a massive change in direction after 2 weeks, and I'm currently learning how to edit while I'm essentially laying the tracks right behind the train. I'm literally feeling like Buster Keaton having to, set up the train tracks while the train is literally pushing me in a cart from behind me. So yeah, if I sound like I'm under quite a lot of pressure, I kind of am. This is what happens when you're doing things entirely on your own without much in the way of resources and skills. So yeah, those are some of the channel updates. However, I'm pretty excited about it for some weird reason. I'm excited about this. Um, I'm looking forward to implementing these changes, and I'm definitely looking forward to interacting with you people. Um, so yeah, I'm looking forward to you know a different type of engagement in terms of art YouTube. So yeah. So from our dearest Gillian Anderson, she say hello to Jillian. Hi Jillian, and bye Jillian. And that will be all from me for now. Take care of yourselves, um, and we will be celebrating errors during this period. So take care.